Now, it's time for the fourth part of the sixth episode of the series. John Cena has held the WWE Championship for 380 days as one of the most memorable championship reigns of the 21st century, since he defeated Edge in a TLC match at Unforgiven. He had classic bouts with Umaga at Royal Rumble in a last man standing match. He had an all-time classic with Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 23. He slayed the 7'4" Punjabi giant, the Great Khali at One Night Stand, had one of the greatest fatal four-way matches of the 21st century at Backlash, started an awesome rivalry with Randy Orton at SummerSlam. John Cena was that guy, and in 380-day reign has ended with an RKO on the announce table. And if my memory serves me correctly, John Cena was injured during his match with Mr. Kennedy, and after the bout, Randy Orton picks the bones to destroy the injured man and sends a message before No Mercy. We were supposed to have John Cena versus Randy Orton in a last man standing match for the WWE Championship at No Mercy, but we didn't because John Cena torn his bicep, and Mr. McMahon on ECW announces that John Cena is no longer the WWE Champion due to an injury, and the last man standing main event is cancelled. The original plan for the WWE is to have Randy Orton to defeat John Cena in the last man standing match, to become the new WWE Champion at No Mercy, but the plans has been cancelled and backfired. See what happens when you love WWE then too much, like back when WWE was good. Guess what? John Cena is out of action for 3 months, and he's not at No Mercy, and he's no longer champion. I know I am not the biggest Cena fan, but still. Guess who's the last man standing? Randy Orton. Also, WWE had plans for John Cena to make a movie at the end of January 2008. Randy Orton is now the WWE Champion, and he destroyed Triple H in a last man standing match at No Mercy, and he dominated as the WWE Champion while Cena at home, who was injured watching, and there's nothing every Cena fan could do about it. As we start 2008 with the first pay-per-view of the year, and WWE's first pay-per-view took place in HD, Live, in Madison Square Garden in New York City. Randy Orton was the WWE Champion, and Jeff Hardy was the #1 contender for his title. Edge was the World Heavyweight Champion, and Rey Mysterio was the #1 contender for his championship, and superstars from the likes of Triple H, Batista, Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker all guaranteed to win this year's Royal Rumble match. All hell has broken loose in the 2008 Royal Rumble match. Everything was fine in this match until... Wait a minute? Wait, what? It can't be. Is that who I think it is? It can't be. It's John Cena. John Cena made his return from a 3-month pec-torn muscle injury. He made his return at Royal Rumble 2008 at entry number 30 to win the 2008 Royal Rumble match. Until he had to waste his opportunity to go to WrestleMania 24 of challenging Randy Orton for the WWE Championship at No Way Out. Seriously, save that match. You have no business challenging Randy Orton for the championship early. It got me and other people annoyed than No Mercy. I stopped watching the WWE in 2007 because of a dark summer, and what's worse than that is when John Cena challenging Randy Orton for the WWE title at No Way Out and wasted his opportunity to go to WrestleMania. That match should have happened at WrestleMania, much like that match should have happened at No Mercy in the last man standing match. Why this match at No Way Out? It was a good match surprisingly until Randy Orton had to slap the referee in the face. This really got me annoyed so much that No Mercy, John doesn't want to wait to Mania, so he wastes his opportunity and challenged Orton for the title at No Way Out and, boom, like that, until John has to earn that opportunity back the next night. This annoys me so much that No Way Out. There's no wonder why we didn't get Cena vs Orton at Mania because Triple H was in a mix and we got a triple threat match. But nonetheless, 3 men battling for the richest prize in sports entertainment today, at WrestleMania 24 in a triple threat match. This one had to be one of the most underrated triple threat matches in WWE history. I know people don't care about that match, but this is must-see, with Randy Orton retaining the WWE Championship in the grandest stage of them all. Some people say that this match at Night of Champions is what WrestleMania 23 should have been. Seriously, that match literally just happened at WrestleMania 22, but why WrestleMania 23? But nonetheless, Triple H and John Cena battled in a rematch from WrestleMania 22, 2 years ago for the WWE title, with Triple H as the champion at that time. Some people like this match, some people don't like this match, some other believed it was underrated, some say it was a disappointment. People are having mixed opinions about this matchup at Night of Champions. This match was featured in WWE 2K23 Single Quotas Showcase Mode. Since 2005, people have been waiting and dying to have John Cena vs. Batista in the near future, and now you got it. They both won world titles at WrestleMania 21 and never looked back, and both men drafted to different brands in the same year as world champions. John Cena drafted to Raw as the WWE champion, and Batista drafted to SmackDown as the World Heavyweight Champion. They both made 2005 WWE's best year and dominate as champions. They even teamed up at Armageddon 2006. Now that Batista drafted to Raw, and two men in the same brand, they finally had their first meeting at SummerSlam 2008. First time ever, who's better than who? Cena and Batista tear the house down and proves who's the better man, until Batista catches John Cena in midair with the Batista Bomb, which broke Cena's neck. John Cena suffered a disc. John Cena would be out of action till Survivor Series. John Cena is having a rough year in 2008 since he returned at Royal Rumble. He is having a rough year of his life. We didn't get to see Cena vs. Orton at Mania. John Cena suffered loss to the likes of Randy Orton, Triple H, JBL, and Batista, and he suffered a disc at SummerSlam and be out of action for another 3 months. Until he made his return at Survivor Series in his home state of Massachusetts in the TD Garden to take the World Heavyweight Championship from the best in the world at what he does, Chris Jericho, and spoiling for a fight. People say that John Cena as the World Heavyweight Champion was weird, it's their opinions. But nonetheless, John Cena is a fighting champion until No Way Out 2009. John Cena does his Superman comeback, lashing out everybody in his sights until he gets eliminated with 3 finishers in 2-3 minutes, and Edge stole the World Heavyweight Championship once again. Edge stole the World Heavyweight title in the Raw Elimination Chamber match at No Way Out, which builds up their match at WrestleMania 25. This match for the World Heavyweight title is going to make their rivalry super special. Well, guess what? Now it's time to add Big Show to the mix. I don't even know why WWE would add Big Show to a world title match at WrestleMania 25. The Big Show has no business being involved in a world title picture. Everything was right for WrestleMania 25 for Edge and Cena. Edge and Cena would have tore the house down for the World Heavyweight Championship. But no, we got the Big Show, and he's going to ruin another big match. This really annoys me. In 2008. John Cena is the MVP of WrestleMania 25. I know Shawn vs. Taker is still match of the night and year, but still. John Cena brought out an army of his clones and does his stunt to make his entrance. John Cena lifts up both Edge and the Big Show on his shoulders, and look how strong John Cena really is. Edge slips out and John hits the attitude adjustment on Big Show and then hits the attitude adjustment on Edge onto Big Show and captures his second World Heavyweight Championship. Edge and John Cena closes this rivalry in the last man standing match for the World Heavyweight title at Backlash. Welcome to This Is the Match that should have took place at WrestleMania tour. And yes, Edge cuts a infamous "I Hate You John" promo to build up the match and its storytelling. Both wrestlers defines the match and the World Heavyweight Championship, wrestling in the ring, finishers in the ring, steel steps, steel chairs, the attitude adjustment into the crowd, fighting in the crowd, fighting at the stage. Oh my god, even Big Show got involved and cost Cena the world title and chokeslams him onto the spotlight, and Edge wins his 9th World Championship. Despite having awful feuds with the Big Show and the Miz on Raw in 2009, John Cena resumes his rivalry with Randy Orton and sets his sights on the WWE Championship once again. It's been a while and over a year. And Raw in 2009 was weird, strange, delusional, terrible, horrible, boring, and of course stupid. Even with Randy Orton and John Cena fighting over the WWE title all year long. WWE in 2009 was an embarrassing time. But nonetheless, at breaking point, Randy Orton torturing John Cena in an I Quit match for the WWE Championship, and he punished him and tortured him, even with handcuffs, and beat the shit out of him, even with kendo sticks and steel chairs. Better than Over the Limit 2011. Until John Cena made his comeback and beat the shit out of Randy Orton and handcuffs him to make him say, "I quit. I give up. I quit." To become a fourth-time WWE champion. Randy Orton regains the WWE Championship from John Cena at Hell in a Cell. Next night on Raw, John Cena challenges Randy Orton at bragging rights for the WWE Championship in a 60-minute Iron Man match. But in two conditions. Number 1, there will be no disqualifications, and no countouts but falls count anywhere, and it's anything goes. And number 2, just like Unforgiven 2006, if John Cena loses, he leaves Raw and sent packing to SmackDown. This match in my eyes had to be one of the most overrated matches in WWE history. I know it was a good match, but still, it's my opinion. This match wasn't talked about for ages. I know the great matches John Cena and Randy Orton had in 2007 to 2009, and especially this one, but this one is overrated. John Cena and Randy Orton tear the house down for 60 minutes of the match and made Raw and the WWE Championship interesting and mean something, and this match wasn't talked about because of the internet wrestling community like, oh my god. Cena vs. Orton again? Sometimes, wrestling don't mean anything that much. And again, Randy Orton and John Cena tear the house down for 60 minutes in a no disqualification, falls count anywhere, Iron Man match for the WWE title. And after the first 30 minutes of the match, Randy Orton was a savage. Randy Orton in beast mode, pummeling John Cena, messes with the pyrotechnics and tries to blow up Cena and like, is that Kane? Randy Orton was a savage and was going insane, pummels Cena with steel chairs and steel steps, and Cena even tried crawling away from the monster. However, it's John Cena's turn. Cena made his comeback, pummels Randy Orton with steel stairs, throws him into the security wall and hits the attitude adjustment on Orton and through the announce table. People say this match is one of the best matches in WWE rivalry history, one of the best matches of this legendary rivalry between John Cena and Randy Orton. I think this match and this rivalry is still overrated because it's still my opinion. In the end, John Cena wins the WWE Championship for the 5th or 7th time. That's all I am going to talk about with John Cena during the 2000s. It has been a long talk about. In the 2000s or the 2010s, John Cena would always be the GOAT. His matches with JBL, Triple H, Shawn Michaels, of course Randy Orton were Infinity War, and his rivalries with Randy Orton and Edge were endgame. John Cena carried the 2000s from a massive debut, to the most annoying heel gangster, to one of the most beloved WWE superstars of all time, to getting booed in 2006 from WrestleMania to ECW, to one of the greatest championship reigns of his career, etc. I'm Brian Wildcat, the leader of the Wildcat bandwagon. Stay tuned. See you in episode 7. Thanks for watching and goodbye.